Hey guys, Eggy here, welcome back to another video. Today is a super special video. Today is my 1 year anniversary on YouTube, which is a huge milestone. I did not think it would last this long, to be honest with you guys, but now here we are, 1 year later. We got like 46 subscribers. I don't know the right one because on YouTube Studio on the website it tells me 45, but then on YouTube Studio the app it tells me 46. So 45, 46, who knows? YouTube doesn't know, I don't know, but that's huge to me because not only is it a year of my channel, which I didn't think was gonna last this long, we've got nearly 50 subscribers. I don't even know 50 people. This shit is crazy, like, generally. But yeah, first we're gonna start by answering some questions. I put a link up in my Discord for like anonymous questions and stuff for people to send in their questions and then I'll answer them. You know, just like if they have questions about me, about my channel, about the future of everything, I guess. So we're gonna read some of those. We have 34 questions, guys, which is a lot. I thought I'd only get like 5 or 6, but it's fine. Lots of questions means more getting to know me and you guys, I guess, because I get to figure out what sort of questions you guys thought was appropriate to send. Because one of them, and I'm pretty sure it was Lobster, it just said cat and then a cat cry emoji. So obviously I didn't write that one down because I don't know how to write that one down. I don't know what response to give, but I'm pretty sure that was Lobster. But anyway, let's start with the questions. I also have no clue what else I have planned other than answering the questions, so we'll make it up as we go along. First question, favourite video. I'm assuming that's a favourite video I've made. I made quite a fair few videos, but I think my favourite video has to be when I made my collection video, which I'm gonna be so honest with you guys, that video was a mess when I made it. The tripod wasn't, you know, standing upright. Everything kept falling when I was taking the books out to, like, you know, talk about them and stuff. So that video was a whole mess, but it was my favourite one, I guess, because it's the first video I think that I've done that was like sort of different, because usually I just make videos of like me going shopping, me showing you guys what I've bought or stuff like that. So that's like the first different video I think I've made, and it's like the first and only video I've made of my collection, so kind of special, kind of different, you know. So I guess that's my favourite video, because I do take photos of my collection and I do them on Instagram for Shelfie Sundays, like the hashtag that Dragon Ball Zowie started, I think. But I cropped the video, the photo, I'll crop the photo for Instagram and I'll go and put it up on Instagram, and then Instagram crops it even more, so you're missing out on like most things, which I don't like. So that's annoying. So the collection video was better, but not by much, I know that much. I do need to make another one, but I am gonna wait until a lot more of my mangas have been sold, specifically my Ancient Magus Bride, no, not my Ancient Magus Bride ones, Apothecary Diaries ones, it's because they're next to each other. Yeah, I'm gonna wait until my Apothecary Diaries ones have sold, because then I'll have like that bigger of a gap so I can shuffle things around, because otherwise it is just gonna end up looking the same, more or less. So I will do a collection video part 2, version 2 at some point, just when those get sold, I think. So that has to be my favourite video, I think, that I've made. And the next one is, I had the pages around the wrong way, that's my bad. What's on your TBR? And I'm going to be so honest, everything besides what I've read, which is 99% of my collection, I think, because I just been, since I made those 4 videos of me reading, I just didn't touch reading for so long because I got so burnt out. And then this month is March. Yes, we are still in March. And I read my 4 Dungeon Meshi volumes, because I have 1 to 4 and I have volume 14, and 14 is the last one, so I can't read that one. But then I read those 4, and that's the first thing I've read this year. So that's kind of yikes. But I am trying to get there, but like I haven't done much in the way of things that I've wanted to do, because work has had me stressed out and stuff. But now that I am currently unemployed, yay, I have more time for my interests and stuff. But now it's like I'm cramming in everything all at once that I want to do, like catching up on my K-dramas, catch up on TV shows I want to watch, catch up on listening to my music, you know, reading is like very low on that list. So yeah, my TBR is pretty much most things in my collection. My Haikyuu volumes I bought for Christmas. I haven't read those, not yet. I have like 5 or 6 Laid Back Camp volumes I need to read. Half of my Blue Exorcist volumes, because I don't touch that shelf, and that's the shelf with like all of this shit piled on it, like all of my stuff that I don't know where to go is just piled on that. 2 or 3 of my Twisted Wonderland volumes I need to read. Dorohedoro I need to read like 2 to 10. Alpine that I got for Christmas I haven't read. A few volumes of Cheeky Brat. Fairy Cat Volume 2. Falling Love You False Angels Volume 4. Green Yuri Volume 3. A few Kimi no Toge volumes. A Man and His Cat 2, 3, 4. My Love Mix Up 4 and 5. Say I Love You 3, 4, 5. I need to get volume 2 because I can't read them without volume 2. A Sign of Affection 2 to 11. Snow Angel volume 2. Somali and the Forest Spirits volumes 3 and 4. Star Brighter Than the Sun volume 2, and then my Villain Saga volumes that I bought from Hobbit. So pretty much everything but what I've read. So like, yikes, it is a lot, and it is overwhelming because it's a lot, which puts me off, because you know I see it and it's like, that's a lot, I don't want to like touch that. But then when I don't touch it and then I end up occasionally picking up more volumes, it keeps growing. So my TBI is pretty much everything I've read, everything I haven't read. So it's a lot. Don't be like me, guys. What are your reading goals for next year? And I'm sharing this question with, do you have any manga goals or plans for 2026? It's to read my TBR, to be honest, because it is awful the amount of volumes I have backed up. Oh, I also have some Ancient Magus Bride volumes to read as well. So yeah, that's even more I've got to read. So yeah, my reading goals and my manga goals and plans is to fucking crack down on my TBR and read more than what I buy. But to be honest, I don't really buy that much. I'll occasionally do a 3 for 2, or sorry, my elbow's just really itchy. So I'll occasionally do a 3 for 2, or I'll occasionally pick up like 4 or 5 volumes, which isn't a lot, but compared to how many volumes I have to read, it is, you know, kind of adds on. So yeah, my manga goals, my reading goals is to crack down on my TBR and actually, you know, read, because I keep seeing, you know, because there's so much new stuff coming out, because like I'm behind on Ancient Magus Bride because I can't find volume 13, and volume 13 is like the gap one that I need, and I don't want to collect anymore until I find volume 13. Dorohedoro, I've only got 10, but I need to read more than first volume for that one to figure out if I want to keep it up. Dungeon Meshi, I need to get more because I just read the first 4. Cheeky Brat, I'm behind, but apparently volume 16 doesn't match the spines, so I'm not too fast, you know, not too fast about catching up on that one. But Twisted Wonderland, volume 2 of the Octavia arc is out, has been out for a little while, have not picked that one up, and volume 1 of this Gravia Dorm has been announced, and so I want to pick them up at the same time. But then I also want to read the ones I got, because I don't think I've read the Savannah Claw ones that are just like on my shelf, so I gotta read those. And I'm pretty sure there's a new Laid Back Camp volume. I've got to finish My Love Story, because I've got 10 volumes of that, and I think there's like 13, 14 out. Sign of Affection, I think there's 12 out now. Fall in Love You False Angels volume 5 is coming out. And I'm pretty sure there's a new Merciful Cat is Depressed Again. I'm not too sure on that one. So yeah, there's many volumes I want to get. New series starting out that I see the cover, I'm like, oh, that seems interesting. But I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to read more and then pick stuff up, which is why, you know, I'm trying to read more. But I started off with Dungeon Meshi, and that was kind of text heavy. Like, I knew it was text heavy going in because when I tried reading the first one after I was doing all of those like long reading videos, it was kind of text heavy then. But then I read it, and I think it was like 3 in the morning when I read it, which is not a good time to read, you know. I'm tired anyway, and I'm reading all this like text heavy stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna try read more, but I have to be in a certain mood to read, because otherwise I'll just be like flicking through the pages and I'm like, I'm not interested in this, and I'll just put it on my shelf and I won't touch it for like a year, which is what happened with like my Blue Exorcist volumes. I've got 1 to 30. I've read 11, I think, and then I had like 1 to 20, and I was like, oh, 30 is like the latest one, I'll just collect those and then I'll go back and reread through them. I have not gone through and reread them, and I'm pretty sure there's like 32 volumes out now. So yeah, I need to be more open about reading than I am about collecting, if that makes sense. So those are my goals for 2026. We're like 3 months in, nearly 4 months in, and I've read 4 books. So, you know, yay! It's going so well so far. What are your favourite Ghibli scenes or moments? When there's hot people. I was gonna say that's a lie, but Ponyo's dad, he's not a hold me back. He's not a hear me out, he's a hold me back. Just saying. Loads of people don't like him as like a hot character, and I do not understand. I mean, in the dubbed version it's Liam Neeson, and like that voice paired with that character, just saying. But I do like the romance scenes in the Studio Ghibli films. I've watched a few, but there are still so many I have yet to watch. I've watched Grave of the Fireflies once, not watching that again. Guys, do not watch it unless you want your heart ripped out of your chest and stomped on. Okay? That one's not a romance one, okay? If you want a romance one, stick with Howl's Moving Castle, okay? Because that one, no. I do like, though, that he does, like, environmental issues as part of the films, because in Ponyo it's like, you know, the plot of Ponyo has just escaped my head. Too much thirsting on Ponyo's dad. It's like the fish and stuff, and like the tides. I can't remember. Princess Mononoke is why environmental. It's like, you know, if you don't take care of like the animals and stuff, they will eat you. That's probably not, you know, the point that you're supposed to take away from that, but that's what I gathered. Um, there's just a lot of environmental issues, and you know, you gotta take care of the planet or the planet's gonna, you know, mess up and stuff, is the main point in most of them. Don't listen to me, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about 99% of the time. I like Spirited Away. Ponyo was one of the first ones that I watched. Spirited Away was like the second one. Spirited Away was really good. House Moving Castle, I always watch that one twice, because the first time it's Sophie's point of view, and then the second time, you know, that Howard's looking for her, and you know, then it's like kind of his point of view, if that makes sense. So they're my top 3 favourite ones. Yeah, I can't think of any more off the top of my head. I probably should have read through the questions and wrote answers down, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's move on to the next one. What is the One Piece? I'm pretty sure Lobster sent this question as well. I do not know. It's probably going to be like friendship. I don't know. According to my brother, Oda has mentioned previously that it's not friendship. Half of the time, I'm going to be so honest, I do not listen to him. Because he'll just talk about One Piece and like the fan theories and like the other stuff that Oda has done and stuff, and it's like, okay, this is interesting, but I'm trying to slowly read it, slowly watch it, so I do kind of tune him out a little bit, not all of the time. I am interested in hearing the fan theories and stuff, and other things like how Oda will mention a person like the early chapters, and then like 4 seasons later, oh sorry, it's all one big season, isn't it? But 4 arcs later or whatever, it's like that character is like really important to the plot, and I like that, you know, he does that. I like knowing that, but it's also like, dude, I'm trying to get into it and trying to read it, but I don't know what the One Piece is. Maybe it's nothing. Do you know how hilarious it would be if it was just nothing? I don't think he'd do that though. I mean, there's people who think Buggy is the One Piece because, you know, his pieces fall off and then they get back together into one piece or whatever. But me personally, I don't know. Why did you start your channel? Bored. No, I'm kidding. So DB Otaku is like my big inspiration, I guess. He used to do so many cool videos, cool streams and stuff. He recently just got married to Dragon Ball Zowie, his girlfriend, and it's like, congratulations, my parents are now married. I mean, not my parents, but that's kind of like how I felt, you know, just watching them, you know, their YouTube channels and stuff. But I'm really happy for them. But yeah, DB was my big inspiration because he was like the only manga YouTuber I watched, and then he stopped streaming, which was so sad. But apparently he's got a stream April Fool's Day, so he might be back, or it might just be an elaborate April Fool's prank, which I'm kind of going towards the second one. But anyway, I like his videos. I liked watching his videos, you know. It was mostly him gaming on his streams and stuff, but he did occasionally do manga videos, manga hauls. I did not like that he at the One Piece volume though. That was distressing. But he was my big inspiration, and then he stopped filming, and I was like, well, what other, you know, English, UK, British, I don't know what to, non-American, basically, non-American manga people are there? And then I watched a few, didn't like them. And then I was like, you know, how hard is it, you know, to be honest? How hard is it, you know, to make a video of manga and stuff? And then my plans fell through with my friends. You know, we didn't go to Forbidden Planet together. I still went because I assumed we were still meeting up. Didn't hear anything different. So I was like, okay, we're still meeting up then. Because they were, sorry, just getting my water, because they are awful at texting back anyway, so I just assumed that we were still meeting up. So I went there, and then I waited for like 20 minutes, half hour, and then I was like, okay, I guess I'm not coming. And then I was like, well, that's perfect, I can film a video for my YouTube channel then. That and Sparrow was just like, because I was debating about waiting until I got a new phone, which luckily Sparrow convinced me was not a good idea, because here we are a year later and I still don't have a new phone. So you know, all of that time would have gone past and I wouldn't have, you know, my channel, I wouldn't have you guys, I wouldn't have all my videos. So like, yay Sparrow for, you know, just telling me to, you know, just go for it. So I went for it, I made that video, and then I uploaded a video, and then I got Sparrow's help and Maho's help and all of them to help me with the thumbnail, because it's like, I don't really watch, you know, they watch a lot more manga videos than I do, because I only watch DB Otaku. And that was mostly streams. And then, so I got that help with the thumbnail, and then Sparrow's mentioned that she watched it like 50 times and she still goes back and watches that video, which is crazy to me because I did not like it. Because it was like, I think because it was my first video, I wasn't talking in it because, you know, I wasn't planning on, you know, talking to you guys like this, so I didn't talk in it, I didn't have my face in it. So I think that's partly why I didn't like it. That, and it's my first video, you know, no one's gonna like their first video. So yeah, but Sparrow still watches it. She still tells me that she watches it. And anytime I post a London haul, like when I go to Food and Planet, she watches it like 20 times to, you know, write her own little shopping list. And she messaged me yesterday, I think it was, and she was like, I watched that London video again. It's like, of course you did. So if you see like the views on those videos, they are 99% of the time just her. So, you know, I mean, that's great, you know, I love the support, you know, it means that she likes it, you know, stuff like that, which is really nice. I forgot what question. But yeah, that is why I started my channel. I wanted more videos for non-American manga people to watch, because most of the time when you type in manga and like you want a manga video and like you want to see what's like the latest releases and stuff, it's always American people going to Barnes and Noble, which is like the Watson's equivalent. So it's like, it's interesting, don't get me wrong, but there's not really much UK wise, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not hating on American people and doing like their manga hauls and stuff, it's just there's not a lot of variety. So that's kind of why I did it. Do you have a goal for your channel? No. I mean, I didn't think I'd make it a year on, and yet here we are. So I don't know, I guess I'm just gonna keep making videos, keep talking nonsense to you guys, and hoping you guys like it, I guess. I think that's gonna be my goal. Who knows? We learn and we grow as we go along, so yeah, my goal is to just keep this up as long as I can, I guess. Make you guys happy, keep making London videos so Sparrow doesn't, you know, get upset, so she can still write her little shopping lists. But yeah, I don't particularly have a goal. I mean, I didn't have a goal when I started, I just started on a whim, and I've just kept this channel up on a whim. So I don't really have a goal, it's just we go as we go along. What is your number one manga recommendation? I don't have a number one manga recommendation. There's so much good manga. Is that so many good manga? So much good manga? There's good manga, lots of. So because I don't have the same taste as a lot of people, most of the stuff, I mean, looking at it is a bit shoujo, but I'm not really interested in, if I say mainstream, then I'm gonna seem like, oh, you're one of these pretentious types, but generally I'm not really that into mainstream stuff. Attack on Titan, could not get into it. JJK I kind of liked, and then it was very text heavy in the manga, so I watched the anime, and then the stuff happened with Nanami and I was like crying for so long, and then it took me ages to go back into that. Demon Slayer, could not get into that. My brother was annoyed at me because I said I couldn't get through the first episode, and he was like, oh, you couldn't get past that bit, that's like the most important part of the thing. And I was like, yeah, I watched like half of the episode and I was like, not interesting, because I'm not really into all of that like fighting types, which is why I'm struggling to get through the rest of my Blue Exorcist ones. Like, Blue Exorcist is good, don't get me wrong, but it's just a struggle because it's not really my sort of thing a lot. So I do like it, don't get me wrong, it's just, it's not really my type, so it's a bit of a struggle. Laid Back Camp is really, really good. I do like that one. That is one of my first animes I watched. I generally enjoyed and watched a few times. Campaign Slice of Life, the food looks really good in it. Ancient Mage's Ride is really, really good. Again, that's one of the first animes I watched that I rewatched. It's like fairies, fantasy type stuff. Okay, so I was just listening to music outside. Smiley and the Forest Spirits is really, really good. The art style on that is incredibly detailed. Again, I love the anime for that as well, so if you don't want to pick up that, all three of those have animes, so, you know, that's good. My Soul Cat is Suppressed Again Today. I really do enjoy that one, but not a lot of people like it because the anime came out in 12 episodes, one season, and a few people watched it, and they told me that I watched it because I recommended the manga, and I said I didn't like it, so I don't know. But those four, I guess, are my top four. Again, take it with a pinch of salt of me recommending it because a lot of people, again, don't like my recommendations. So, who knows? Just read what you're into. Read what you're into. Because a lot of the time, when I first started getting into manga and stuff, I was just reading what people were recommending and buying what people were recommending me, and I did not like it at all, and I ended up with a load of volumes that I'm still trying to get rid of today, because I just did not like it that much. So again, just read what you're into. Don't listen to a lot of people who are telling you to read a lot of stuff. Just figure it out yourself. Read the synopsis of stuff that people are recommending, read the first chapter or whatever online, work out if you want it from that, and then buy the manga so you don't end up with a load of manga that you don't want. You're still trying to unload 2 years later. Not that I'm bitter about that or anything. Dream cosplay. My dream cosplay, hold on, I will get my iPad and I will show you a photo, okay? Why are you rotated? You are literally, quite clearly, portrait. Why are you rotating? Stop auto-correcting it. The Wi-Fi in my bedroom is really bad. I want this one. I don't want to sideswipe to see the next pin. Go away. Malice Dracona, but specifically his Halloween outfit, which is very detailed, very intricate, which I am never ever going to be able to find that or make it myself. So that's one of them. Especially as he's got, like, you know, a towel. Okay, a towel. Because he's like a dragon. Because his dorm had like a whole themed of it, so that's really cool. I do like that one. But also why is that woman naked? Calvin Klein advert for jeans and she's just topless. Like, I would show you guys, but I think I'd get banned. It's also got nothing to do with what I'm searching for, by the way. Well, I can't really show one of the ones that I want because it's kind of a spoiler if you haven't played the game, and I don't think it's in a manga because I haven't read my volume of the manga yet, so I can't show you that one. But it's Leona's Overblock outfit because that's really cool. And then I do want to do Leona's robes, but like, the robes itself is fine because if you get one of them then you can just cosplay pretty much anyone from it. But the robes itself are like really expensive, and I like his Ensemblem. This one, that was like a special event. But again, all of the outfits, because they're so intricate and so detailed, are super hard to find, and if you do find them online, they're like £80 just for the top half, so crazy. And a lot of people say I can't cosplay Leona because I'm Pao and Leona's hand, and it's like, well, kind of racist, no? But if you mention that it's racist, then you get in trouble, so don't want to touch that one. But yeah, I want to cosplay Leona, Malleus, Idia, because they are my favourites. They also have long hair, so I'm not saying I have a type or anything, but you know. Any new manga or next volumes you're looking forward to? I feel like I've kind of answered that one already. Twisted Wonderland, the next volumes of those. More Masterful Cat is suppressed again. I don't know when the next volume of that comes out. I think that might be it for now. I can't remember what I said earlier, to be honest with you guys. So whatever I said earlier, I guess. Dream cat name. Now I have two, and I don't want you guys to steal it. I want an orange cat because they're just so stupid. I'm gonna call it Marmalade, and I want a black cat because I like both of those cats. And then I want the black cat to be called Marmite. So you have Marmalade and Marmite. And I don't eat Marmalade or Marmite, so I don't know where the names came from, but I've always, since I was younger, I don't know how young, but as long as I can remember, which doesn't mean anything, my memory is definitely bad, but as long as I can remember, I've wanted two cats, an orange one and a black one called Marmalade and Marmite. So if you guys steal those names, I'm going to be very disappointed. But yeah, I want an orange cat called Marmalade and a black cat called Marmite because why not? I think it's so funny when animals have food names. It's, you know, hilarious. Do you have any anime recommendations? Again, I feel like I've answered this with the manga ones because I go on tangent a lot and I really need to stop so I can look at the questions and realise that, you know, I'm actually answering questions already. But the ones that I said, and Yuri on Ice is so good. Like, there's that book that became really popular. I don't know what it is, but it's like ice skating and stuff. But then they'll shit on Yuri on Ice, and it's like, without that, you know, like without Yuri on Ice, we don't have that. Like, come on, guys. Yuri on Ice. I'm still mad we didn't get the movie or the second season, but the theme song is one of the songs that I listen to all of the time. But I need to rewatch that, but I just can't find it. I don't think it's, I mean, I can watch it as a pirate, but like, don't want to get in trouble, you know. I'm not recommending that, by the way, guys. Don't do it. Okay, now that that's cleared up, I do want to rewatch that, but it's really, really good. I'm not into BL. I read a few, I've watched a few. I'm not really into that sort of thing. I'm more into, you know, shoujo and stuff. But Yuri on Ice is, some people say it doesn't count, but come on, guys. I'm not into BL, and I know that's not BL. So Yuri on Ice is one of my favourite ones. Not much happens. I mean, I guess you could call it BL bait, but come on, it is a BL. I know that, and I'm not into BL, so if it's obvious for me to see, then it's obvious. Like, just saying. But that one's really, really good. I'm trying to think of what other animes I watched, but I haven't watched anime in so long. Yeah, just the ones that I've said, I guess. My Love Story has an anime, that one's good. A Sign of Affection's anime, it's really good. Vinland Saga, I've not watched the anime, but it's really, really good. The art style is really good. So yeah, just those. I haven't watched the Twisted Wonderland anime yet, but I do know that they're filming for the Savannah Claw arc, so I don't know if that's good or not. So I don't want to recommend that one because I haven't seen it. Dorohedoro's anime is really good. But yeah, any of those. Haikyuu is really, really good. I do like the anime for that. I do really watch that one quite a lot. Black Clover anime is really, really good. But yeah, just anything that you want to watch, just put it on, see if you like it. That's pretty much how I ended up getting into a load of animes. Why did you choose the name Eggy? I like Gudetama. He is my favourite Sanrio character, but I'm not going to remember to say Gudetama every single time. So, he's an egg. Eggy. There you go. That's pretty much my thought line. Now you know. Dream job or ideal vague career? I do not have a dream job in mind or vague dream career. I don't dream of working, you know. I'd love to just, you know, live in a little house in the middle of nowhere, you know, have my own animals, live off my own food and stuff. I'd love to do that, but you know, money. Can't do that without money. But yeah, I don't have a dream job, ideal career, anything like that, because I do not dream of working. I do not like to work. It is not for me. Which, when you say that, loads of people say, you know, oh, you're just lazy, you don't want to work, you know, you don't want to put the hours in. It's like, it's not for me. Mentally, physically, drains me. I cannot do it. It's not for me. But, you know, I do not have the luxury of, you know, being without a job. I mean, I am unemployed at the moment, but it's not any better because I don't have money to do anything. So, you know, either way, it sucks because money makes the world go around. Where would you like to visit? I'd like to go to Korea. There's a language school that you can do for universities. You can pick one and then you go there for like a year, 2 years. Me personally, I'd like to do 2 years, get the most of it. But again, it's a lot of money and I am without a job, and just the application fee, which is non-refundable, is £5,000. I do not have £5,000. Textbooks itself is like £20,000 for like the term, and you know, if I want to go there for 2 years, you're gonna have to do it for 2 years worth, and then you have to pay for housing, you're gonna have to pay for food, you're gonna pay for travel, you have to pay for a load of things. So that's like annoying. It's been a dream, I guess, for like years now, but money, you know, money is annoying because everything is so expensive, so I can't do anything that I want to do because money. I'm a broke ass bitch, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot that I want to do that I can't do because of money, this being, you know, namely one of the things. But yeah, I do want to go to the Netherlands at one point to see the Miffy Museum because I do like Miffy, but again, that's expensive, and you know, even just getting on the Eurostar there, buying a ticket to the museum, just going to the museum and coming back the same day, that is so expensive. So probably not going to do either of those. How can someone become friends with you? Just ask. Not if you're a child, because I am 23, so if you're 20, then you can ask. Like 20 onwards, you can ask, because otherwise that's weird. Okay, that's just weird. So just ask. You know, I'm normally down to be friends with her. To be honest with you guys, I don't even remember how I got friends with Sparrow, Hoppet and all of those. I think we just started talking one day and then boom, we're friends. I don't know. Can anyone be friends with you as long as you're like 20 plus, I guess. This one, it's a long question. I don't remember writing this, but I mean I must have, because it's my handwriting. The balance you have between being social and still mysterious is actually rare. Like, everyone knows you but no one fully gets you. Okay, I don't know what that means, but okay. Moving on. You look good without trying. Thank you. People be too scared to shoot their shot with you. I don't know what this means, guys. I don't know. Did you guys get bored and just decide to send me random questions? Because I do not know what those three have to do with anything. Someone thinks you're special. Probably my nan. She calls me special all of the time. In the nicest way possible, have you been tested for autism and or ADHD? Okay. So I guess that's why you think I'm special. No, but in all honesty, I have been trying, because a few people I've been friends with, that I've hung out with and have autism and ADHD, they're like, I'm not trying to be mean, but you should get tested. And it's like, okay. So I've had that happen quite a few times, and I am in the process of trying to get tested, but there's a few things, like stuff that I don't have for like the application and stuff. Namely someone who's known me for like long time that isn't family, which is really weird, because someone else that did it, that I know, said that they didn't need to do that, they just, you know, used their dad. So I don't know if I just got like the wrong question or what, like the wrong person asking the questions. But yeah, I am in the process of doing that, but it's a long process. It is going to take years if I don't want to pay out right now, right? It's like £60,000. I do not have that money, as we've established. So I am trying to get tested. What song do you listen to the most? It honestly depends. I do not have Spotify Premium anymore, so it's on Shuffle, so whatever Shuffle gives me. But most of the time, it was just either a Hamilton song when I was like in that mood, or it was Bridges by Ike, and I can't remember his last name, and Spotify's on my phone, which I'm using for filming, so I can't check. But it's either that one, or History Maker, which is, you know, the theme song of Yuri on Ice. Have you always been so soft-spoken? Yes. Short answer, yes. In primary school, I would not talk, like, at all. So much so that I was struggling in class and I just would not ask for help. I just sit there like this, just like really hunching on myself, just like, and look at my worksheet and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll just sit there like this. And I'll just say like that for the rest of the lesson. And then it got so bad that my work was like really, really bad. And so I got called to the head teacher's office. And then there was like, you're struggling. Why are you struggling? I'm just sitting there because I don't want to talk. I'm just sitting there like, and I was like, do you need help? I'm just like, because I don't want to talk to them. And then they was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. So they gave me flashcards. Red for I'm absolutely bamboozled of what the hell is going on. Orange for I think I'm okay, but I might need a push. And green for A-okay. And then they gave me those. And then like a little laminated sheet saying, you know, here's a list of questions like for me to ask the teacher if I get confused, like what's the answer to this one, or how do I work this question out. And again, I did not use them. Of course I didn't. So, and then that went on for like a couple of months, and then headmaster asked my teachers, you know, oh, is she doing this? And then the teacher was like, no, I didn't know she had those flashcards. And then I got into trouble because I wasn't using it. And it's like, if I'm not answering questions in class, what makes you think I'm going to put flashcards on my desk? So then the teachers had to look after them and put them on my desk. And then I had like a teaching assistant come round and take them out of like the little cubby hole underneath the desk and put them on the desk to be used. And then I kept trying to like hide them. But yeah, I did not talk in primary school, and then they had to give me flashcards and I didn't use the flashcards, and then they kept getting annoyed with me because I wasn't using the flashcards. And then in secondary school, year 7 and year 8, I think, I had the same problem, and then gave me flashcards and I didn't use the flashcards, and then I gave up because it's secondary school, no one cares. So I am trying to get better at speaking louder and more, and try not to be as introverted. Like, I know I've progressed a lot, because seeing me now compared to when I first made my videos, and seeing me now compared to when I had to use the flashcards in primary school, I have, you know, opened up a lot. I have started speaking a lot more, and this channel has helped with that, which is yay fun. But there are some days where I just don't speak at all. So I don't know how well it has helped or what, but some days when I was at work, I would say 2 words and that was it as well. And it's like, how are you going an 8-hour shift without speaking? Who knows? It's me. I don't even know what I'm doing half of the time. But yes, I have always been soft-spoken. I'm trying to get better. What are you going to do when you reach 100 subscribers? Probably cry. I mean, I generally don't know, because I'm not expecting to get, you know, I wasn't expecting anyone to watch my videos other than like Sparrow and my friends. And then now there's like nearly 50 of you guys, so I don't know. Yeah, I will probably cry when I get 100 subscribers, and then I'll panic and Google, what do I do when I have 100 subscribers? And then just probably do a giveaway. Yeah, I'll probably cry, Google what to do, and then end up doing a giveaway. I was going to do a giveaway for my 1-year anniversary, but I don't have money because I've lost my job, so sorry guys. When I have money, I will probably do a giveaway at some point. That will be because of, you know, me hitting 1 year on YouTube. Sorry, I'm not used to speaking like, you know, this much. So my throat is all dry. Like, I know I talk a lot for my videos, but it's mostly me pausing, taking gaps and stuff like that. But now this is just a whole video of me talking, so I hope you guys like the sound of my voice. But yeah, I'll probably reach 100 subscribers, cry, refresh the page to make sure it's real, cry some more, Google what to do, and then do a giveaway. In that order, I'm pretty sure. I've been too shy to talk to you. Okay. That sounds really mean. Most of the time, how I started talking to Venus, because I was shy to talk to Venus, I ended up sending her so many reels on Instagram, and I was like, wait, I sent like 30, and then she ended up sending some back, and I was like, I'm so sorry, you know, if that's like a lot. And she's like, no, it's fine, it's fine. And now we just send each other reels on Instagram, and we talk a lot more. So that's kind of how we became friends. But I do feel bad about that still, but she keeps saying it's okay, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I just completely bombarded you with reels on Instagram. But yeah, just add me on Instagram, I guess. Send me reels or join the Discord, stuff like that. Just talk, I guess, in the Discord, talk to me on Instagram. I don't know. I don't make friends. They usually find me. If we see you in Forbidden Planet, can we say hi? I mean, I don't know why you'd want to. Sorry. Probably shouldn't have said that. I mean, you can if I'm not filming, because when I film in Forbidden Planet, I film a bookcase, pause the video, and then walk to the next bookcase, resume filming. So if I'm not filming, you can go, oh my gosh, hi. I probably won't know. I'll probably be very confused. If I'm by myself, yes, because I'm not supposed to have a YouTube account. So if I'm by myself, that's a yes. If I'm with someone, that's a no. But yeah, if you see me and I'm not filming, you can come up to me like, oh my gosh, I watch your YouTube channel, hi. And I'm like so confused, but I'm like, hi. And then, you know, if you ask me questions, I'll probably answer them and stuff. But I have resting bitch face, so like, don't let that put you off. But yeah, I mean, if you see me in Forbidden Planet, you can say hi if I'm by myself and I'm not filming. I don't go to Forbidden Planet a lot, so don't get your hopes up. But if you see me, you can say hi. What's your favourite video game? Stardew Valley. I feel like I've said that a lot, so I'm going to say some other options too. I can't think of any other options. That's so bad. I know I've played a fair few games. Hold on. Oh, my Switch is not on. I haven't used it in a while. Okay, it's turning on. Let's hope it doesn't need charging. Oh, it needs charging. I can't tell you guys. I can't think of what games I played. Animal Crossing. I know I've got a few hours in that. I'm just gonna quickly put my Switch on charge because otherwise I'm not gonna remember. I've got a few hours on Animal Crossing. I know I've played some wrestling in 2025 year one. So I've got a couple hours in that. My manga studio, I think it's called, is the same person who does Oedo Towns. I knocked my water bottle over. I've got a fair few hours in that. I did like Pokemon Arceus when I played that. I do not have that game anymore. Mario Kart, Mario Super Party, I like those. So, sim games, I guess. Those are fun. But mostly Stardew Valley. That's really bad that I can't think of any other game other than Stardew Valley, and I play a lot of games. What's your favourite figure? Guys, I have so many figures and trinkets. I do not know. I'm looking for inspiration. I like all of them equally, but it might be my Nanami one because it's like the tallest one I have, I guess. Hold on, let me get him. Ooh. This one, I got him on Vinted. He was weird to put together because I hadn't put a figure together at that point. I mean, that's really dusty. Just wiping the base of my leg. But yeah, that's his base. And then he's got like the holes, the pegs in his shoes. But yeah, like it was really hard to do because you gotta find like the right angle for his shoes to go in. Maybe I shouldn't have taken him out. Yeah, you had to like kind of spread his legs a bit. But yeah, he is my first like kind of figure like this. Okay, and we are back. I apologise about that. I had a phone call and it completely cut off my recording, so that was a bummer. I was talking for like 10 minutes after my phone call like hung up before I realised I wasn't recording, so that's embarrassing. But yeah, my favourite figure that I own has to be this Nanami one. I just realised that the paint's just kind of coming off a little. But it's fine, I got it second hand on Vinted anyway. But yeah, because I do have a little of an Nanami shrine, but I have 3 acrylic stands, and then I have the look up figure of him in the suit, which is like kind of like chibi-esque type thing. So this is the only like proper figure I guess I have of Nanami for my Nanami shrine that I've kind of collected. So it just really makes the whole collection better, I guess, in my opinion. Just ties it together. So this Nanami figure, I guess, is my favourite figure. Not too sure, but it might be. I think it is. That wasn't helpful or anything, but on to the next question. Okay, sorry, I've got 3 bits of paper here, so I was trying to find the right one, and I'm trying to remember what number question I was on. Who's your favourite Haikyuu character? I like Bokuto, because I like it when I watch anime subbed 99% of the time, but I find it really funny when he comes on and he goes, hey, hey, hey! I was watching a K-drama the other day, and then one of the people were talking in English, and then it was just kind of like reminding me of when Bokuto just goes, hey, hey, hey. I like him. I like his growth as a character as well. I like Kenma as a character. I'm just looking at my Haikyuu collection trying to remember names. But yeah, I like a lot of people. I like Tendao as well. Daichi, I like Daichi. I don't think there's many from like the main groups that I like, which is like kind of bad. Yeah, I think those are like my top 3. Oh, I also like Kuro too. Yeah, I think those are like my top ones. I'm awful at remembering names, so I'm trying to sit here, think, just stare at my little Haikyuu collection and try and remember names. Sorry, my wisdom teeth, they've been like on and off pain since I was 14. But like, you know, like the gums where they come through, they haven't split the gums yet, so I can't go and find a dentist to, you know, get my wisdom teeth removed when they haven't, like, you know, come up through the gums. So I just suffer occasional pain, so please bear with me. Makes it hard to talk sometimes, and especially where I'm a side sleeper too, so it makes it hard to sleep. What's the next question? Who is your favourite manga character at the moment? That's really hard because I haven't read much manga in a while. I'm trying to think. See, now I can be boring. I can say one of the Twisted Wonderland people, but that's boring, and that's a cop-out because I played a game. So, and I could also say Obey Me, but again, I've played the game. It's a cop-out. I like Smiley from Smiley and the Forest Spirits. That's a really good manga. The art is incredibly detailed, same with the art of the anime as well. It's such a sad story. Found family trope, which I love. I am a sucker for found family trope, especially when it, you know, it makes me get in my feelings, makes me sad. But I like her as a character, so I guess at the moment, because I recently reread the first two, because I was going to read 3 and 4, and then I just completely forgot to read 3 and 4, so I just read 1 and 2 for no reason. But yeah, I guess at the moment she's my favourite manga character, but I do like the story, even if it does make me sad, because it's found family trope, and found family trope always makes me sad. I mean, I cried when I watched Buddy Daddies, so found family trope always gets me. When I first started getting into fanfiction too, that was like the one trope I read most often. So, you know, it's been very, very many years since I started reading fanfiction, and it's still the go-to trope I choose. Any recent manga series that you have liked? Again, I've not really read manga in a while, but Fairy Cat is fairly newish, and even though I haven't read the second one, I really enjoyed the first one and keep meaning to read the second one, but I just haven't got around to it. So that one was really good. Again, Smiling in the Forest Bits, that was good. Snow Angel, I've yet to read volume 2 because the first volume made me cry. A Star Brighter Than the Sun, I still need to read volume 2. Sorry, I had to put my phone on charge, so it kind of paused for some reason. So there's like a little awkwardness, that's why. But yeah, Green Yuri, I've yet to read volume 3 still. But Green Yuri was really good. I'm not really into GL either, but that's really good. I do like that one. I like that every time I get a volume it smells like new books, because you don't really get that with manga, because like it's different materials for the pages and stuff. But with Green Yuri, you can really, you know, when I got the first one, I admit I opened it, I was like, it smells like a good book, and then I spent like 5 minutes just sniffing the book. But I mean, are you even a reader if you don't smell the books? Because I mean, Sparrow also said that she sniffed the book when she read it, so I mean, if there's 2 of us doing it, can't be that weird, right? Unless we're just weird and everyone else is normal. But you know, sniffing books as a reader is like something you always do. I won't hear differently. But they were really good. I don't really tend to pick up new things, so I think they're like my newest series that I have that I've picked up, I think, and they're pretty old at this point. I think Green Year is like the newest one, I think, that I've read anyway, that's come out. I think, I could be wrong, I usually am, but those are the ones that I've enjoyed when I've been reading them. We're at the last 2 questions now. Can you teach me a few Korean words, please? Thank you. So I do most of my Korean learning on apps on my phone, and it is incredibly hard to do that because a lot of apps nowadays use AI, which is awful for learning a language as it is. But when you learn Korean and it's all tone and pitch and, you know, similar words sounding the same and stuff, it's really hard to get that through an AI voice. Duolingo is shit anyway for like doing actual words and phrases. It's just like really shitty sentences I'm never going to use. So I wasn't really using it that much anyway, but then they started coming out with AI and I was like, this is awful. I'm not remembering anything. It's really hard. I struggle to remember things anyway, so having that on top of struggling to remember things made everything 10 times more difficult for me. So I stopped using that one, and a few other ones that I was trying to use AI all the way through, and it's like, I'm not doing this. Or you'll download it and it's like, oh yeah, buy premium, and it's like, I don't want to buy premium, I've literally just downloaded the app, I want to see how it works. I don't make a habit of buying premium for anything either, because why do I need to pay for this app that's free? If I wanted to pay for it, I'd buy an app, you know. But then you won't be able to use that app unless you buy premium. It's like, well, what the fuck is the point? Just make the app cost money at that point. It's unusable anyway. So that bugs me. And there's not really, in my opinion, a lot of good Korean apps that don't have that, that I can use on my Android, because a lot of them that people recommend are Apple only, and I don't have the space on my iPad to download them. Or if you Google, you know, like language learning tips or tips to learn Korean, it's like use AI, and it's like, I don't want to use AI, you know, it's a shit thing anyway, and I don't want to use it to learn a language, because what is that going to help me? So that's annoying. So most of the ones that I do use are on my app. I have a Write Korean one, so it does like all of your strokes for like the Hangul and stuff. Not that I can remember them. I do really need to like find a chart and print it out and stick it somewhere in my room so I can visualize it. I have another one that I use on my phone that gives me like sentences, not sentences, but like phrases that I'll write out in my own handwriting, which is awful on my phone because my stylus for my iPad doesn't work on my phone. So I have that one, but I've really got to remember to copy it down on my notebook. I use Memrise a bit, but it's kind of hard because they film the words a lot of the times out in public, so you have them speaking, but then you've also got like the background noise. One time they were in a fish market and all you could hear was like the running water from like the fish tanks and stuff. So it is good, it is useful. I've learned a lot more from Memrise because they use real life people, real life scenarios, so I do learn a lot through that. But it's hard when there's background noise and I can't hear anyway, and it's a new language, so I'm struggling to learn what I'm supposed to be hearing and listening out for. So I don't know all of the background noise, and it is a struggle. There's a few people on Instagram that I follow that are Korean, that only talk in Korean. There's this one woman, she just does like stupid stuff, I guess you could say. She was talking about how if she was a director for like a movie and stuff, like a young children's movie, she'd be talking about how she'd spread rumours about how like one of the people will die, and like how she's so sad that one of the characters die, and then the movie comes out and then I'll go watch the movie and then no one dies, and I'm just like, huh? I thought that was the plot of the movie. So that's good because she has she speaks purely in Korean, but she has English subtitles like on her videos as well, and she also has like the Korean as well, so that's useful. I watch a lot of walking videos in Korea, which you might not think is useful, but it is, because, you know, I don't watch the ones where they talk to me because I don't like that, because like I'm not there for the talking, I'm there mostly for the ambience. So you can have like the street signs, so you can work on your Hangul that way once you know what you're looking out for. And then most of the time you have people, like you have like the background noise, which is fine. I'm only really watching it mostly for the like the views and stuff. But you have people in the background talking, so you can listen out for like bits of conversation like that. Again, I watch a few K-dramas when I get around to it, so you pick up stuff like that. Most of the Japanese words I know from anime, so it's like similar things, similar concepts, but it's more everyday words rather than, you know, anime words, which gets shortened down and like slang and stuff. I also watch a YouTuber who's like does like 5-minute daily conversations, so she'll go into a shop and then she'll like talk about, you know, this is me picking up a basket, and then she'll repeat the words in Korean, and then she recommends that you watch the whole video first in Korean to, you know, so you can work out what stuff you know first of all, and then watch it again with the subtitles on so you can catch up on what you missed out, which is really useful because they're only like 5-7 minutes long a video, so if you don't have like the time to watch a load of stuff, you still have like, you know, that short bit. And I write stuff down in my notebook. I don't have a lot of stuff written down, and I'm awful at writing Korean too. I really need to practice. So we got 3 food ones. So you have sagwa, which is apple, Subak, which is watermelon, and kiwi, which is kiwi. And I stopped writing about food because I was like, I eat apples, but I don't eat watermelon or kiwi, so I was like, that's not really helpful. So then we got restaurant phrases. So you have menu pan juseyo, which is please give me a menu. With my poorly written out Korean right there. I'm really awful at knowing like the stroke order and stuff, and then trying to fit when it's like a really big Korean word and like you got like 3 things on top and like a few things on the bottom, and struggle to make that fit the same size as the rest of it. But I'm sure like once I get used to writing it and stuff, it come together. You have aigo mayo, which I'm definitely butchering that one. It's this spicy. You have masayo, which is delicious, and then you have bap, which is rice, which is why I call it gimbap, because I'm pretty sure gim is seaweed. I could be wrong, probably am wrong. And then you have mandu, which is dumplings. And then you have casual phrases, which is mostly what I've picked up from K-dramas. So you have gomayo, nope, that is not how you pronounce that, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, that's thank you. You have miene, which is I'm sorry. And you have jinja, which is seriously or for real. You have ginchana, which is it's okay, I'm fine. And then you have polite beginner phrases, which is, you know, you have annyeonghaseyo, which is hello. You have gomayo, which is thank you. You have ne, which is yes. And then you have annyeong, which is no. And that's all I've got written down. So as I said, I really do need to write down what I've been learning, because otherwise if I just use it all only on my phone, I barely use the apps on my phone as it is, so I'm not really using the apps to learn a language. And again, I struggle to retain knowledge, so writing it all down would probably benefit me more than just leaving it all on my apps and stuff. So probably should, you know, write more. I've been looking against some textbooks and stuff, but they're expensive, and I was looking on Vinted and people were selling books that they've written in Sharpie, so it's not even in like pen, and in Sharpie, and they're selling for the same price as a book brand new. And it's like, why would I want a book that you've written? Why would I want that? And why would I pay that much money for it? So that's annoying, because I do not have, you know, like £30 to spend on one book, you know, if that's just a textbook. It's not even like the book where you write in it. So that's annoying, which is why I've been trying to focus more on stuff I can do on my phone. But that's hard as well, because I don't really use my phone for stuff. I mostly use my phone for talking to my friends on Discord and listening to music. That's about it. So I don't really, I'm on my phone, but I'm not really on my phone, if that makes sense. So I do need to, you know, go through and do all of that, which is long. And because I know it's a long thing, I keep procrastinating and putting it off, which does not help in my case. So I know a few words, and when I'm listening to K-dramas, I can pick up on some words that I'm listening to. But I can't remember for the life of me the stuff, if that makes sense. Like, I know hello, you know, annyeonghaseyo. I can't form sentences. I need to learn sentence words. And from what I've told, you know, what I've told you guys I've written down, that's all I can remember. So like, my memory is awful, which makes learning a language even harder. So I do need to figure out a method that helps me and doesn't, you know, make it worse. But that's pretty much all the Korean I know. I am trying to get better at it, because I do want to, you know, learn Korean. But it is a struggle, especially as I find it hard to, you know, retain knowledge and stuff. So it's an uphill battle, but we are getting there. Remember to drink water, guys. And then the last question is, who are your top 3 country music artists? Now this one I had to write down because my Spotify is on my phone and I don't have premium because I'm a broke ass bitch, so I can't use my iPad to like go on it because then it's like, oh no, you don't have premium, so you can't have 2 devices on it at once. So I did have to write these down, and I used my stats to tell me who my most listened to country music artists are, and it's Jelly Roll, Tenille Townes, and Zach Bryan. Jelly Roll, I've only got like 3 songs of his on my playlist, but they're good songs. He's a big guy, but he has a good voice, if that makes sense. Like, listening to his voice, you wouldn't necessarily think he's a big guy. Zach Bryan does a few songs that I really like. He's one of like a relatively new one as well that I listen to. And Tenille Townes, she's one of the first people I started listening to when I first got into country music years ago. I really love her music. I listen to it a lot. I'm pretty sure I do have a CD, but that's like where all of my trolley and stuff is over there, and that is a hassle to like open the drawer as it is, so I'm not moving all that stuff to get to see if I do have the CD. But she does a lot of good music that I like. I just like country music in general, which a lot of people find weird because a lot of country music obviously is American and I am not American. So a lot of people find it weird because they're like, would you not prefer pop, hip hop? I'm like, no. I mean, I listen to country music a lot. I also listen to indie music. Noah Kahan is another one of my top artists. He does a few bits that Spotify classes as country, but a few bits aren't, so I didn't put him down as like my top country artist because I'm not too sure what he is other than an independent artist, so I don't want to put him down as country, if that makes sense. But I listen to quite a lot of country music and stuff. I listen to just quite a lot of music in general. My main playlist is like 75 hours long, I'm pretty sure, and that's after I removed like 200 songs from it because I wasn't really listening to those a lot, or it'll be like songs that I've overplayed. So yeah, it is a lot, but music is like the only one thing I do constantly, so I don't know. I've got like 5-6 hours of my Japanese music playlist. I had to separate them because when I use travel, it's like English song, English song, English song, random anime song, and then it goes back to English. So most of the Japanese songs that I listen to are anime theme songs, or it's like Baby Metal and Lady Baby / Lady Bird. So it's like a mixture of anime theme songs, a few, you know, just normal Japanese songs, and then you just got Japanese rock. One OK Rock as well is also on there, but they're a mix because a lot of the songs are in English with a few Korean words, Japanese words, sorry, and some of it's just mostly Japanese. So I just kept them on my Japanese playlist just because it's, you know, Japanese rock. Again, it's weird, but I'd much prefer it to be on there. And in my Korean playlist, I've only got like a couple hours because I don't really listen to Korean music, which people think is really weird because I watch K-dramas. I'm, you know, learning Korean and stuff, but I don't listen to K-pop. I can't stand BTS music, which a lot of people think is like a sin, because it's like, oh, how can you not listen to K-pop and how can you not like BTS? They're like the main reason that K-pop is a thing. It's like, I don't like their music. Chill, it's not that deep. I mean, my first introduction to K-pop was Gangnam Style. So like, you know, if I do seek out K-pop, it's normally PSY that I listen to, which again is, you know, not what people think of when they say, you know, oh, you listen to K-pop. But again, that playlist is like 1 or 2 hours long because I don't have that many songs. it's mostly, I think, like 1 or 2 theme songs from K-dramas that I've listened to. One of them though messed me up because it's just an instrumental one. So I think I was in the shower and the song came on. I was like, I don't know what this is, and then I tried to skip it, but when you only have a certain amount of skips per hour, it wouldn't let me skip it. So I was just listening to like this 8-minute long song that I had no clue what the hell was going on because it's just instrumental, and yeah, that was not fun. I don't even think I've removed that song from my playlist because I didn't know what song it was, because it was just like, you know, Korean text for the title. So I'm pretty sure that's still on my playlist. But yeah, I don't listen to a lot of K-pop, which again, people think is weird. I don't know, it's just not my thing. I'm sure if I listen to a lot more of it, it might be my thing, because I mean, J-pop wasn't my thing, and I watched a lot of anime, and a lot of the theme songs ended up on my playlist, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And I just got a load of songs of those on my playlist. But yeah, I like music. I like listening to music, mostly country music, and then a bit of, you know, indie, and then pop, and then a lot of it, I will admit, when I'm, you know, showing my stats for like the month and stuff, a lot of it is Hamilton. I don't have Hamilton music on my playlist either. It's literally just where I've been like listening to the album. So yeah, I mean, Camel Cat was sharing hers, and then she was just like, oh guys, this is a bit, you know, on the nose, because she had Gorillaz for like her top artists and like top songs and stuff. And then I was like, oh, that's funny. And then I checked mine, and it was just Hamilton, and like the top like 4 artists I think were all, you know, from Hamilton. And I was like, yeah, I can't say anything about yours where mine is like this. And it's just like, yeah. So again, a lot of it is Hamilton. Hamilton is, funnily enough, like the only musical I watch and listen to. I'm not really into musicals, and I'm not into history, so Hamilton being like one of my favourite musicals is really weird, even to me. But yeah, I like music. I could not imagine. There was this one woman I worked with, and I could not tell if she was having me on, but she's saying that she doesn't like, you know, she doesn't listen to music. Like, she could go her whole life without listening to music and she'd be fine. And then when she did listen to music, it's just like Disney Channel songs and stuff. But when she was younger than me, she was talking about the songs. I had no clue, you know, what programs they were from. I was like, I never watched that. Like, growing up, we didn't watch TV anyway, unless we were at, you know, on Nan and Granddad's house. And even then, that was like CBBC stuff, CBs. So not really Disney, Nickelodeon, stuff like that. I've only started watching Disney stuff as I've gotten older and I can watch my own stuff, like on my phone, on YouTube and stuff. So I've only really watched shows like that. And when I'm older now, it's a lot harder to get into because, you know, it's not catered towards my target audience. I mean, I was watching Hannah Montana the other day because everyone, you know, used to love it when I was growing up. I could only watch like 3 or 4 episodes because I was like, I can't get into it, you know, I too old for it. Which is really annoying because there's so much stuff that people have said that, you know, growing up they liked and stuff. And then I tried to watch it, but because I'm older, I can't get into it. Which is really annoying because I want to watch it because it does seem like something I'd enjoy. But no. Which is annoying. But yeah, my iPad's charging, so I can't show you guys, but I don't make a habit of like, you know, watching back my videos because I think it's embarrassing. I mean, I get embarrassed filming out in public as it is, but watching my videos, I don't watch my videos back. So if my videos are shit, I normally just, you know, rely on Sparrow or the others to go, oh, this is a bit not your usual standards and stuff, because I cannot watch my own videos back. That's embarrassing to me. But yeah, looking at my first video, that's the one with the most views at the moment. which I thought was really strange, because I thought, you know, for my first video it'd be, you know, not one that's popular and stuff, because normally first videos, they don't, you know, they don't get a lot of views, they don't make a lot of sense, because, you know, they're your first videos, they're usually shit. But then that one's got 170 views, I think, the last time I checked, and everything else has like anywhere from 17 to 70, as in 17 to 70. So it's like really weird that that one's got 170 views. I mean, most of them are gonna be Sparrow, because when I made that video and I wasn't sure if I was gonna make another video, she'd tell me like 6-7 times a week that she was watching. She's like, oh, guess what I'm watching? It's like, oh, is it my video again? But I must admit though, that does make me happy, because sorry, I'm not used to talking this much, but I must admit it does make me happy, because sorry, I couldn't put the lid on, because I wasn't sure that people were gonna watch my videos anyway, and I wasn't too sure on like the video itself. I wasn't sure if I liked it. I mean, 90% I didn't like it. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a good thing. I just wasn't too sure on like the whole YouTube channel thing anyway, and then having Sparrow go, oh my gosh, I love your video, I'm watching your video again and again and again, it's like, okay, that's nice, at least someone likes my videos, you know, because it's not like I'm filming them and I'm watching them back constantly. It's not like I'm doing it for myself, you know. I mean, I am kind of making it for myself to, you know, get less introverted and be able to speak more, and, you know, get out of my comfort shell, but it's not like I'm making the videos just for me, you know, if that makes sense. Half the time I don't know if I'm making sense, and I'm probably not, but, you know, so it's nice that, you know, she says that, and she still says that, you know, a year on with all my videos, and she's like, yeah, I've watched your latest London video like 6 times now, and it's nice to know, because again, I'm still a year on, still unsure on my channel, still unsure on if it's like, you know, going in the right direction and stuff. Sorry, my bookcase is right in front of me, so I'm just like staring at it while I'm trying to think of what to say, because none of my videos are scripted. I mean, this one, the most I did was just write down, you know, the questions, and that's it. I didn't come in to this video with a plan, and I don't normally, I mean, the most I do plan is if I'm going to Forbidden Planet, and I'll make like a little shopping list, and I'll ask my friends if there's something that they want me to be on the lookout for, and that's it. I don't plan my videos, so trying to find things to say, it's kind of a struggle, I will admit, but it also helps me speak, because I have to speak constantly to actually have something to say, if that makes sense. But yeah, seeing that video and seeing how far I've come is crazy, because as I said, I wasn't planning my YouTube channel to last this long. I wasn't planning my YouTube channel to have my face and have me talking. So actually doing that is insane. A year ago, I wouldn't have even thought about doing it. So a year ago, I wouldn't have even thought about doing any of this, to be honest. So this is insane, and I still can't believe, you know, that it's been a whole year of my YouTube channel, and, you know, me making videos, although they're definitely not constant, and I have been trying to work on that, but it's insane that, you know, this little community we have, this little corner of like the internet that we have is a year old. Like, I can't even remember what I was doing a year ago. Probably not a lot, but then, like, you know, here we are a year later, I'm still not doing a lot, but I've got a YouTube channel, I have you guys now, you know, I have my own Discord server, and I've been thinking of doing more and more things that I'm interested in, trying to stick up with my hobbies, like drawing, you know, like, I started drawing on paper for the first time since 10 years, I think. And, you know, I did Delicious in Dungeon drawings from when I was reading the books, and they're awful. Like, the dragon is like the only good thing to come out of it, but like, they're so bad. But I mean, for the first thing I've drawn on paper, bear in mind, in years, is just crazy. I used to draw a lot on paper. Like, I used to feel like loads of sketchbooks up when I was in secondary school. So, and then I stopped after secondary school because I didn't have the time, I didn't have the motivation, I didn't have the energy. So actually drawing on paper again is insane. And I must admit, because I'm used to Procreate and stuff, I was, you know, pinching to zoom in and like, you know, double tapping to undo. And it's like, that's silly, you know, to think about. But I'm just used to, you know, drawing digitally now. So again, a year ago, I wouldn't have even thought to do that. I've been trying to, you know, impatiently trying to sell my shop because there's been a whole hassle with the way I was planning it. But yeah, I wouldn't have thought about doing that a year ago either. You know, I went to a meetup, and again a year ago I wouldn't have even, you know, I would have like gone, oh maybe, and just not gone. I've, you know, met my friends in person, which is insane. I spoke to my friends in person, which is insane. I took photos with my friends in person, which is insane. So this whole thing is just insane to me personally, and it's just crazy. A year ago, I could not imagine, you know, a year on being like this. And honestly, it does not feel like it's been a year. Like, that is crazy. I know I keep saying it's crazy and insane, but generally it is. I would not have, you know, thought that a year ago I'd be starting my YouTube channel and I'd actually be talking on YouTube for you guys, and you guys would be listening and watching and, you know, enjoying it. I say enjoying. You guys are enjoying it, right? But yeah, this insane. Like, I can't describe how insane it is. Just that it's insane. But I really am, you know, grateful for all of you guys, you know, your community, your support, because it's insane. But genuinely speechless. I can't think of what else to say, but it's actually like really important to me that you guys like my stuff and that you guys are still interacting with me even when I don't upload for a while because life gets in the way. But this is generally crazy. I have a lot that I have to, you know, make up for in the next year to top this year. But yeah, you guys are amazing. Getting emotional. Yeah, you guys are amazing. It's surreal, you know, doing all of this and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video there because I'm gonna cry and I can't think of what else to talk about other than how crazy this whole thing is. So thank you guys for sticking around and watching this video, and thank you guys for all of your questions that you sent in. Yeah, I was planning on doing more, but then I couldn't think of what else to do. And you know, the questions, I feel like that's pretty much summed it up. But yeah, crazy. Thank you guys for, you know, sticking around for a year. here's to another year of my insanity. So yeah, thanks for watching.